Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2021 CEF Art Show. Um, my name is Lauren Moore. I am a former CEF advocate, and currently I am working as assistant on the CEF's Development and Finance team. And I'm going to be one of your MCs for tonight.
And I'm Sale. I'm a senior at Duke, a former advocate and a current student development coordinator for CEF, and I'll be your other MC tonight.
As a special treat, we would like to introduce CEF's Executive Director, Donna Carrington, who will be saying a couple words on CEF's behalf tonight.
Hi, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming. I think this is going to be a great art show. I'm glad we could redo this. I just want to talk a little bit about CEF for ones that don't know who we are. So we are an organization that is person-centered and goal-centered for our members. We help to make people housing secure and financially secure for their own benefit, whatever goals they want to work on or what gets worked on. And we are doing various types of advocacy in our community. I just want to thank everyone for coming and enjoy the art show.
Once again, welcome everybody. We thank you for coming to this year's virtual art show. This is our first one. A couple of housekeeping rules for you. First of all, the chat. We really encourage everybody to use the chat to interact with everyone's art tonight. Give your comments, your opinions, everything. But most of all, we hope and we want everybody to be as respectful as possible. Many of these artists have spent a lot of time and put in a lot of work to be able to produce the art that you see tonight. So we ask that everybody is respectful, but also please feel free to use the chat to engage with and interact with any art that you see. Just to give you a little background and a little history on CEF's art show, the art show has been a staple event in the CEF community for the past 4 years. It was originally held on UNC Chapel Hill's campus in the Ann Queen Lounge. And it is an event that is meant to bring members, advocates, and the broader CEF community together to be able to share talents and different perspectives. Though we're unable to have it in person this year, we are happy to be able to bring it back, and that was something that was important to us, even though it's virtually, to make sure we still continue to share and appreciate the many talents in the CEF community. And also to be able to make sure we continue to share the message that people are more than their experiences and more than their situations. We want to make sure that everybody continues to know that we believe and CEF believes that all people are resourceful, creative, and whole.
All right, I'll give a little overview of what the event is going to look like before I hand it off to Lauren to introduce our first artist. So first we're going to introduce every artist, and then we are going to be displaying and sharing the artist's art in whatever form they presented it to us in. And just a note, during the time that we are displaying or sharing the art, there will be silence, like no background music or anything during the show. And the purpose of this is to imitate a gallery or an art show type of feel. And so we just encourage you to connect with the art. We'll have an after art session where we'll read your comments and reactions. And then so we encourage you to use the chat box to comment in real time, your impressions, your reactions, of course, be very respectful. And then we will share what the artist noted themselves, what they wanted people to take away from their art. We also encourage you to scroll around and see who else is here and have your camera on to show support. You can also find the program guide. The link is going to be in the chat if you'd like more information on that. And just remember that every artist's contact information for inquiries about their work will be displayed after every presentation and again at the end altogether. So if you would like to note down their contact information or websites, that will be freely available to you. We are also going to have a recording of this show linked on our website. So feel free to revisit the night and to go back and look at anything that particularly caught your eye. I'll hand it off to Lauren. Oh, Ari, you might have to unmute her.
All righty, we're good to go. Can you hear me? All righty, without further ado, we're going to have our first artist of tonight. And our first artist goes by the name of Cole. Cole is a CEF member, and he is a sticker bomb artist. And he finds stickers from various places, such as on postal office drop boxes or walls. He de-stickers them and re-stickers them onto 2D or 3D canvases to make his own art. These stickers are generally found between Chapel Hill and Carrboro. Tonight, thankfully, Cole has decided to share his collection of 2D and 3D sticker bomb art with us.
All right, so here is Cole's contact information for any inquiries. We'll also have this at the end. Thank you so much, Cole, for sharing your art. A few comments since I've been monitoring the chat box. Robin loved the wolf in the first one. Donna really liked the black and white piece I noticed. These are amazing, love the variety. I love this one. The umbrella piece was a big hit. Hannah says, wow, these are so cool. Carolyn says the mix of different objects and stickers is very clever. And Robin loves Cole's work. So to answer the question of what Cole wanted people to take away from his art, Cole tries to upcycle, a phrase he coined, which he describes as taking things that most people try to get rid of, keep it, and use it to make art. Cole's goal is to show his art as it is. He makes eclectic art and desires for everyone to see something different or unique about each of his pieces. Thank you so much, Cole, for sharing your art with us.
Thank you, Cole. Up next, we have artist number 2, and artist number 2 goes by the name of Ken Moshesh. Ken is an ex-conga and percussionist with legendary Sun Ra Orchestra, ex-homeless advocate, and CEF member. For 50 years, Ken has been developing his percussion and drumming skills to levels it would have reached earlier had drumming not been repressed by world histories of conquest. His recent albums feature percussively musical techniques combined with other melodic instruments to lyrically, soulfully, and spiritually compose from and for the bottom two. The piece that Ken will be sharing with us tonight is an original piece called Homeless Blues, a piece that is adding to the Durham musical diaspora.
So because of that, and because I also felt that these drums were not at home in America, not at home in this day and age, and because one day I found myself not at home when I was homeless in the Bay Area, I made this song called Cold and intentionally made it difficult to make it a blues song so that one, it could doubly show that homeless people need to be more at home, made to be more at home here in the richest country in the world, and that this instrument, this drum, this style of playing should be also presented. Homeless Blues. There's something about the kind of cold at night, wind chill, precipitation, and cold thoughts. Something about the kind of cold at night, wind chill, precipitation, and cold thoughts, invading every opening, trespassing through the pores of concrete. It lodges in the cells of your being, causing you to question your existence. It lodges in the cells of your being, causing you to question your existence. In a slowed down manner, until you are defined by cold. You freeze. Therefore, you are Therefore, you are all frozen right down at the bottom the sun wakes up the next day, homeless folks still chill the air.
Thank you so much, Ken. Here's Ken's contact information. He has a website that you can feel free to visit anytime. So a few comments. We also had a few still from Cole that I'm just going to get to for the sake of the recording, since you won't be able to see the chat box in the recording. Judith says, the umbrella was so light and the last one so intense. Great work. Linda says, each image was a surprise. Cole's range is wide, from parasols to racing cars. On the note of Ken's beautiful music, Serena Singh says, Ken is awesome. Judith says, Ken's writing is great. Linda says, so many people experience this tonight all across the US. Robin says, well done. Thank you, Ken. So good. Loved it. Amazing. Liz says, awesome. Thank you, Ken. When we asked Ken what Ken wanted people to take away from his art, he said, in describing what he wants people to take away from his art, Ken discusses how he wants to make a home for predominantly percussive music. He describes how percussive music had an association with enslaved people, so it was not included in the mainstream music diaspora until around the 1940s, when kit drums started to be incorporated into mainstream music. Ken desires to keep advancing the techniques of percussive music and include more drums in mainstream music. Thank you, Ken, for sharing your art with us.
Thank you, Ken. Artist number 3 for tonight goes by the name of Lizzie Kramer. Lizzie is a Duke student, CEF advocate, and is most interested in investigating how art can be used as a tool for social change. Lizzie started doing art because it feels most natural and comforting to her in emotional times. Lizzie uses drawing, painting, writing, and collages as medium for art. She really hopes to practice more art in the future, as nothing brings her more fulfillment. She specifically hopes to work on bringing art to the CEF office as a member of the organizing and advocacy leadership team. Lizzie will be sharing 5 pieces with us tonight. The first, titled Mountain Scene, followed by Orange Peels, Brick Walls and Windows, Gender is Messy, and ending with Imagination. Mountain Scene. This is a mural Lizzie painted on her bedroom wall throughout quarantine. Orange Peels. Lizzie took this photograph on a farm near Asheville. Brick Walls and Windows. This is a photograph Lizzie took in Durham, North Carolina. Gender is Messy. This is a human-sized question mark collage that Lizzie made using old magazines, which expresses some of her confusion around sexuality and gender roles by showing images that represent powerful people owning their gender to her. Imagination. Lizzie made this collage from materials at the Scrap Exchange in Durham.
So here is Lizzie's contact information. If you'd like to make any inquiries, we'll also be displaying this at the end. A few comments from the audience. Donna loves the colors. Megan says, wow, awesome contrast of realistic and abstract in reference to the mural. Carolyn loves the texture of the mural. Linda says, I love how the triangles make you think of the cragginess of the mountains. Judith says, so clever, Lizzie. Liv says, love the mural on the wall, so beautiful. Jessica, love the colors and messages. Donna, amazing. Liz, very creative and diverse. Judith, so great, thank you. Lily loves the mixed media, very interesting. Robin, Lizzie's work is broad and wide and diverse, and I agree. When we asked Lizzie what she wanted people to take away from her art, Lizzie says Lizzie would love for people to relate to her art or just to find it appealing. She's working towards able to communicate more complex social messages with her art. But for now, she's just experimenting. Thank you, Lizzie, for sharing your art with us.
Thank you, Lizzie. Up next, we have Cynthia Bethay. Cynthia Bethay connected with CEF 4 years ago, and her area in the arts includes singing, writing short stories, and poetry. She is working now to have her first book published. It is called The Promises We Made, so be on the lookout for that one. Cynthia is inspired by many things in life as far as her writing is concerned. Things such as her life experiences, emotions, and other people's journeys, and objects we see in every day. Her father ignited the gift of singing when she was very young, and the flame has never gone out. Tonight, Cynthia will be sharing a poem called Let Love Arise that will be read by us. Let love arise. Love makes the hard times bearable. Love turns tears of sorrow into tears of joy. Elated our paths intertwined as we were blessed to walk life's journey together. The language of love is spoken here. The language of love lives here. The language of love is performed here. Love is received here. In this chaotic, ever-changing world in which we live, love still speaks. When we hurt, the arms of love is comfort. It is a reassurance that death is powerless compared to the pledge of true love. Still beyond the loss, past the emptiness, past the tears, past the longing for your return, but knowing it shall never be. Love is a salve that mends and heals the unseen scars, bruises, and wounds. Love is constant. Love lives inside us all. Speak her language. Let love arise.
Thank you, Cynthia. And here's Cynthia's contact information for any inquiries. She has Facebook, Instagram, as well as email. A few comments. Caroline said, repeated, the language of love lives here. Stunning. Robin says, beautiful. Christina says, literally beautiful. Megan, I so appreciate the reminder that love is always here. Judith says, thank you, so soothing and hopeful. Donna says, that spoke to my heart. Liz says, beautiful. Thank you, Cynthia. And I agree, I'm a sucker for poetry. So when we asked what Cynthia wanted people to take away from her art, she said, Cynthia's desire is to inspire others, couples old and new, not to let love smolder or die. She states that we are bombarded by so much negativity on a daily basis that it would be easy to miss out on the love shared and offered to us. Love is everywhere. It's in the touch of a hand. It's in the eyes of those who believe in you, and even in a smile. Jesse Jackson is noted to say, keep hope alive. I say, keep love alive. She hopes to do just that through her writings. Thank you, Cynthia, for sharing your art with us.
Thank you, Cynthia. Up next, we have artist number 5, Liz Evans. Liz was born and raised south of Buffalo, New York, but moved to North Carolina in 1976 and is still here. Liz has been a part of the CEF Advocacy Choir for a few years. She has shared fabric with David for quilting work and is a part of Affordable Housing, the musical. Liz believes art is life, so she has always done it in some way, whether acting, sewing, creating. For the past 10 years or so, she has been working with fabric and paper. During the pandemic, Liz has used much of her fabric for mask making and is happy she could do her part with that. Paper brought Liz to origami and to altered books and cards. Origami helps keep Liz calm and focused, so making beads during Zoom meetings is super helpful to her. And card making is Liz's therapy for keeping steady in this time of COVID. She gets to use and reuse various kinds of material, so very little is wasted. Tonight, Liz will be sharing 3 cards that she made, as well as origami bead necklaces. The back of the card says, Tucson Migrant Memorial Quilt. Cornelia Bailey's design for the Migrant Quilt Project memorializes the lives of migrants who died in the Sonoran Desert as they journeyed to the U.S. 17 completed quilts made from clothing found in the desert are stitched with the names of the dead and frequently the word unknown or desconocido. The back of the card says, gather together. This holiday season, expand your circle and share a meal or an experience with people unlike you. In the months to come, let us rededicate ourselves to the unfinished work of building a tolerant democracy whose government is accountable and open to all its people. Mixed Media Art by Jen Bloom. Farming While Black. Drawing on the art and photography of artist and farmer activist Naima Penniman, this SCW collage celebrates contemporary Black activism around food and land that is deeply rooted in the African American experience. All revolution is based on land. Malcolm X, El Haj, Malik El Shabazz.
Thank you, Liz. So here's Liz's email if you'd like to contact her. A lot of comments on this one. Christina says, we love you, Liz. Donna also likes origami. Everyone says, wow, and beautiful since the first card came up. Megan loves the layering, wants to touch it. Carolyn says, love the little pocket inside. Judith says, awesome work. I'm also from the south of Buffalo. Caroline, gorgeous textures and images. Wow. Robin, your work is vibrant and personal. Very nice. Carolyn asked, how big are these? And Liz responded, it's cardstock folded in half. Judith says, beautiful. Robin really digging it. Donna said, amen, to the note about Black farmers. Linda, I love the contrast of the fabrics and the appliques. Hannah, these are incredible. Liz, Robin, mixed media queen. Ellie, I love card making as well. You've given me new ideas. So we asked Liz what Liz wanted people to take away from her art. Liz says she would say the takeaway from this art is that it is as easy as folding paper. She emphasizes that you can use and reuse items for the paperwork. She uses old cards, calendars, even used tea bags. Liz encourages you to let your imagination guide you. Thank you, Liz, for sharing your art with us.
Thank you, Liz. And for our final participant tonight, we have Robin S. S is a columnist and online editor for the Carolina Call newspaper. Her column is called The Black Bird-Eye View. S is the founder of the visual arts realm and represents some of NC's most talented self-taught visual artists. Tonight, S will be sharing 7 paintings and reciting a poem called Soulfully. The first painting is titled Blue, followed by Flavor, It Is Love, On Lock, Elders, The Seer, and Cat Dad.
Hi guys, my name is Robin S. I'm a poet and I'm a painter, and today I'm going to be sharing some of my visual artwork with you. And while I do that, I'll be reciting a poem. It's entitled Soulfully. Please excuse the creaking that you hear. I don't know how they made this floor, but I promise you, it creaks. So here I go. Soulfully. Soulfully I submit, opening myself wide for scrutiny and growth, seeing possibilities that are normally overlooked. Taking the sun with me, radiating, exploding with inner peace. At one with myself, realizing, understanding, and learning lessons promptly. Moving on ahead, loving me all the way. Sharing and caring and loving freely and honestly. The rivers are subsiding, no longer dividing my soul from my heart. Looking out, I see destruction. I hear warning bells that echo silently, warning a few but not the masses. Justice or lack of justice is commonplace in this place I've been forced to call home and forced to endure, like a disease with no cure. How can they make pure when they are not pure, but we are? I soulfully surrender to the cause of my people to do its deeds and fill its needs to plenty. I humbly accept my path to correction, although I possess no sense of direction. I walk blindly, seeing a different perspective. I open my mind mind to give it fresh air and to see what's in there. Images so vivid control the tone, pounding at my dome, wandering again and again, but in the midst I touched a soul, told it to take control, told it it didn't need to be meek, told it to see its potential on the inside with no hindrance from the outside, and then decide being selective. Realizing my own mind, I could feel it like the soft touch of my love extending completely and holding on. I touched the soul this week with words that others would not speak, but I did. I unflinchingly laid my life on the line to protect what's mine all the time, because little things mean so much and go so far to distant stars, stirring laughter and smiles, cementing, bonding, positive energy, potential reality, turning the key, showing the universe that we can detach our minds from ourselves long enough to see the view, off in the distance yet ever so near. Flow freely with your thoughts. Catch your thoughts in midair. Adore each concept. Question each point. And realize that it always leads back to what is paramount. Soulfully I submit, opening myself wide for scrutiny and growth. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy. Hi guys, my name is Robin S. I'm a poet and I'm a painter, and today I'm going to...
Thank you so much, Robin. So here is Robin's contact information. We'll also be just showing this all together at the end via email. And there's a visual arts website as well as a music website. So a lot of comments on this one. Robin Mills in this Zoom chat is S. Caroline says, so fluent and intimate. Donna, these are beautiful, Robin. Linda says, S has a sense of humor. Liz says, amazing, thank you. Megan, wow. Linda, very powerful. Christina says, each one has some such character. Anna says, these are beautiful. I'm so impressed. Caroline says the line, taking the sun with me. Wow, wow, wow. Jessica, absolutely stunning. Hannah says, chills. Megan, me too. Carolyn says, love the layering of poetry with the paintings. Liz says, amazing, very captivating. Donna, that was so good. Liz says, wow, showing the universe. Judith, overwhelming talent. Robin and everyone, thank you. So we asked S what S wants people to take away from her art. S or Robin would like to share that she is a writer who understands that sometimes there are no words, so sometimes she paints. As a poet / spoken word artist, she speaks about what she knows, sees, feels, dreams, and imagines. From a painter's perspective, she paints what she feels. She's inspired by life. Thank you, S, for sharing your work with us. I'll pass it off to Lauren, or I might have to unmute her.
Thank you so much, S, and thank you to everyone also for joining us tonight and being a part of this experience. We've seen so much tonight already, from Cole's sticker bomb art to Ken's performance of Homeless Blues, to Liz's collage, Gender is Messy, Cynthia's poem, Let Love Arise, Liz's origami bead necklaces, and S's powerful performance of Soulfully. In just a moment, we will be putting up a slide with all artists' names, art, and contact information, so you can contact them if you have any questions and would like to inquire about purchasing any of their art. So write it down, screenshot it, take a video, whatever you need to do to get this information down and be in contact with these artists. We will leave this slide up for about 10 to 15 seconds. And also remember that there will be a recording of this show on our website, so you will be able to revisit the night and also revisit and get this contact information as well. So we'll leave this up for a couple of seconds, and then we'll have some final words from Sale and the CEF Advocacy Choir.
Right. Thank you so much to everyone for being here and for participating. As Lauren said, look out for recording of the show on the CEF website and revisit these amazing pieces at any time. We hope you have a wonderful night, and we will leave you with a performance of the CEF's song by the CEF Advocacy Choir, and then we will finish up the meeting.
People always ask me why I'm always so happy and never down. And why I'm always laughing, how they never seem to catch me with a frown. Some may think it's not real, and I know that a lot feel it's a show. So I wrote this song to tell you about some people I'm familiar with and know. So I tell them that it's you. You're the reason why I smile. You pick me up when I am low. That's what you get when you need help. There's so much that I can say about the people I'm referring to. CEF, CEF. I'm so glad that we found you. I wake up in the morning thankful of a new day dawning just to see all the other kids in the office and members work together like you and me. How hard we work daily, share our joys and sorrows, don't you know? I'ma share it one more time, so listen closely, here we go. Now you may not understand about the members we're talking about. I'ma sing this song again, and when this song ends, try them out. So I'll tell them that it's you. You're the reason why I smile. You pick me up when I am low. That's what you get when you need help. There's so much that I can say about the people I'm referring to. CEF, CEF. CEF, CEF. CEF, CEF.
Nobody greater.
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 CEF, CEF. Nobody greater. CEF, CEF. Nobody greater.
CEF, CEF.
Nobody greater.
CEF, CEF.
Nobody greater.
CEF, CEF.
Nobody greater.
CEF, CEF. CEF, CEF. CEF, CEF. I'm so glad that we found you.
Thank you everyone for attending. Have a good night.